stay tuned for the rest of this video so I can show you how to keep the road noise out and the good quality audio inside. Alright guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to go ahead and first start off with removing the door panel so we could go ahead and install our SoundSkin sound deadening for the doors. I've already done the other side, the driver and both the driver and passenger. So I wanted to make sure that I tested it and tried it out before it, anything else. I wanted to try if I was going to fail, I was going to fail on that side prior to videotaping. So I do got some pointers, and as we go along on the installation, I'm going to give you guys some pointers. So first and foremost, biggest pointer, obviously remove all the stuff from your door compartment. You don't want anything loose. Make it a lot easier for you to work and not having anything fall from it, right? So second of all, this is a great time to replace your motor, replace anything that you need to replace in the door so that you don't have to deal with it again later. So if you have an older vehicle like this one, it's a 98 or just an older vehicle, this is a good time to make sure that you knock two birds with one stone and replace your your switches, your motor, whatever you have in here. And not only that, but if you have any door dings, it's also a great time to get those removed prior to installing these. So with that said, let's go ahead and start and install some SoundSkin. This stuff is great. Can't wait. Let's take it off. First and foremost, we're going to go ahead and pop these two out here. You go ahead and just push them in just like that, and then you just lift them up, and it comes right out. So that you get those two first. There's 3 screws at the bottom. Actually 4. Yeah, we got one more of these on this side. Pop right out. Then we have these 2 tabs here. It's somewhere in the back. Got these little tabs out. These are also screws, but also I believe another 10 millimeter too. We're going to take the tweeter grill off. Next, take off this cover right here. There's a little tab. You just pop it open, and depending on the Land Cruiser, I believe is a little different. But this one, little cover that I'll show you once I take it off, has a screw in there. From right here, and just like that, we'll slide it out. Here's that little cover I was telling you, and it exposes the screw. Here's the tab, so you want to make sure you pop from the inside, not from the top. Now we're going to remove this. This has a clip right here, and then it just kind of slides into this. So from this side, and then slide it right out. While we're here, we're going to go ahead and disconnect it. Sometimes these clips could be tricky. Be careful, be patient with this stuff. You don't want to break it and then it costing you more. There is one screw right here. It looks like that. Alright, so that should loosen up the door panel. Should pop right up. There we go. While you're here, remember you have a door light. We're going to go ahead and unplug the door light. Right there, and that should be the door panel. Now you have everything exposed here. It looks like, well, it just looks like it's bunched up. You have your blank canvas. We're going to go ahead and remove the door speaker as well, but for this time being, so I don't have to deal with it later, I'm going to roll up the window just in case this project goes a little bit longer than before the sun goes down. I'm going to go ahead and roll up the window now. Disconnect the door speaker. You got your OEM speaker. These are still good. For the time being, we're just going to go ahead and put these back at the end of our install. For now, I mean, they haven't been blown. So I'm the third owner. The first owner was an older man that bought the vehicle brand new, and obviously the second owner was a firefighter, so they really didn't wear and tear this vehicle. They didn't put too much wear and tear in this vehicle, so the speakers are still good. But for now, we'll keep these, and then we'll go with something an upgraded speaker down the line. Next, what we're going to want to do, it looks like they might have already accessed this door panel, so maybe they've already replaced the door actuator or something. So what we're going to do is remove this plastic here, and we're going to try to remove as much of this gluey stuff off. So let's remove this. So we want to make sure that we don't cut through some of these wires, because then again it'll get more expensive. This stuff gets on your hand. So you might want to have a rag or some acetone or something on the standby to clean your hands and maybe some other stuff. So I'm assuming the reason they do that is to keep all the dust and stuff like that out of the cab and leave it in here. So we removed that. So now let's try to remove some of this. I don't know if I'm sure there's a better way of doing this than this, but it's just kind of a hassle. We want to have it. I mean, it's okay if you leave some behind because it's adhesive, so it'll help. Not that the SoundSkins needs it, but it will help. So you get the point. I'm going to go ahead and do this, and then I'll bring you guys back. We're going to wipe it down so the SoundSkins has a good contact point directly to the metal. We're going to go ahead and start unplugging all these. So one of the key things that I learned from the last one, a lot of the times, I'm sure there's a better way than this. People line it up and do a cardboard. On the template, you cut out all the locations and the holes like that. I didn't do that on the last one, but one thing I do recommend is grabbing your phone and taking a picture of it, so you know where all the cables are. So when you go ahead and do it the way I did it, you know where to locate the holes. So now we're going to go ahead and remove these tabs. I'm sure there's a better way to doing this than the way I'm doing them. Just make sure you don't rip them and don't break them, because you are going to reuse them. And make sure to unplug everything. So we're going to go ahead and unplug this too. We're going to go ahead and put this inside. But again, reminder, we're going to have to cut a tab around right here and then cut the hole here so we can place this so this runs over here. So I'll show you guys how to do that. But for now, let's keep it inside the door panel. We got the harness unplugged or off the door panel. So what we're going to do is go ahead for now. We're going to go ahead and tuck this inside while we do our template. Remember, don't roll down your window. You don't want to smash it or damage any of the cables. Don't forget to unplug this cable through here. So now let's grab the SoundSkins and put it up and let's start cutting. So let's get this out of the box. As I showed you guys in my last unboxing, if you haven't seen it, make sure you go check it up on the top corner here. Okay. So what we're gonna do is what I found really easy is having these clamps here to hold the product up. We are gonna have the SoundSkins facing this way. For now, we're gonna go ahead and the line is right here, so we're going to go overlap it a little bit so that we can get all the product. So with that, we're going to come up to about right here, so right around there, and then we're going to go right about there. We're going to use this clamp there. So that'll give us our template. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but we are going to cut around it. I'm going to go ahead and grab some scissors. This stuff is awesome to work with. So you're not going to have any issues. Not like the other companies that are very difficult. Well, at least this material it's very easy to work with. So we're going to go ahead and cut this part out first. I'm going to look at what we have, and even if we have more, we're going to trim off. This is one tube of the SoundSkins Pro. So one tube will cover your whole door and more. So first and foremost, we're going to go ahead and do the outside skin, and then whatever we have extra from here, we're going to throw it in the inside. That's how easy this is. You can use regular scissors. And that gives us our door shape. Plus we have extra scraps. And then right here we have this tab gonna go ahead and cut this way, and then we get same thing with this one. So now we have the tab right there. A little bit more. Perfect. And then we're going to do that to this bottom one too, if we need it, just a little bit. Right there. And then we have a tab on this side. Perfect. Let's take some pictures. Got that. Again, we're gonna have to make some cuts. The biggest cuts are gonna come at the door handle, this one right here. So we're gonna, once we cut it, so just estimate, don't cut your finger. About right here. So I'm just cutting a slit right through. If it's too big, no worries, it's fine. You could just fix it, but the cable should go right through, and this should plug right in, but it should be fine. The next biggest one is the cables to the door handles, and you could do this while you're laying it as well. Now that we did that, we're going to go ahead and cut the bottom portion of it, so that any extra stuff we do have, we could go ahead and put on the inside. We'll put it to the edge. We're going to come all the way up to the top where we want to be. Now it gives us an extra hand too. Right there, and work our way around. So that'll give us our second layer right there. So now that I did cut a little short over here, but it's okay. It's not too much of a big deal. So now that we have our outer skin, we're going to go ahead and remove it, and we'll put this aside. And now we'll go ahead and the excess, what we have, we're going to go ahead and cut out and put it on the inside. That's where all the magic happens, from the vibration. So this layer will keep everything soundproof this way, but this one right here is going to also start, it will be the first layer of defense with the vibration and stuff like that, and this will help too. So good stuff. Let's move on to the inside of the door. So we're going to go ahead and put the extra SoundSkins inside. So we're first going to do, we're going to wipe it down again just in case we got some dirt. Put this bad boy in there, and then we'll cut it out. So we'll fold it in half. That's what's so cool about this, is that we could fold it in half. At this point, you might as well take out the harness so that we don't smash it. We're going to get more of the road noise obviously at the bottom, so we're going to make sure that we get all our coverage at the bottom. That literally sitting all the way in there against it, and we're going to see this bar right here. Actually, the bar is okay. So this piece itself is a perfect size piece. We're going to go ahead and just use this whole piece for that, and then we have some extra piece here that we can use for here, and then I have some extra piece from the other doors, so we should have plenty of material. So let's get this one going. And again, there is the molding clips in here. We're just going to cut around those so that we could have access to them in the future if we needed to. I do have to cut this edge because this edge right here is not helping us. I got the bottom layer unpeeled, so I'm going to lay down the bottom so that we can start forming it. Almost there. And just like that, we got the inside done. Check this out. At least the bottom part. Dude, that looks really good. Again, we're going to trim these out right here. These are the little clips that hold the door molding on. But yeah, how cool is that? So now there's a top layer above this bar right here. So we got up right to the edge. So on the top side, we're gonna go ahead and do the inside too. And I think you guys get the point. So I'll show you the end results. Let's do that. Let me knock that out real quick. Got the door panel, the outer skin done. Dude, it makes a huge difference. You could already hear, like, let me do it from the other side. Hopefully we don't get pulled over whenever we do cross the US border. You know, they do the sound test on the door sometimes. See if it's hollow or if it's been padded. Yeah. Anyways, so the car is super solid. Let me show you guys. Whoa. Let me show you guys the rest of it. All the way inside, you know, you do have to take some cuts. I mean, you could, all the little extra stuff you could put right around the stuff we missed, but it's very minimal. All the way across to the back as far as we could, and even on the top, all the way up to the top lip. Again, all this we exposed. Well, not this one, but I still have to cut this one out. The clips for the moldings, some out here, some here. I did have to overlay one here, but I could trim this a little bit down to here, and that'll be perfect. This might take, you know, a couple hours for you to do. Take your time. The product's great. It works it's really easy to work with. So make sure to go check out their products in the description a little below. And make sure to tag them if you do buy some of their stuff. Each one of these rolls is a door, so this is plenty for one door for the outer and inner skins. And yeah, let's finish this off tomorrow. Today is the next day. Like I mentioned, it was going to get dark on us. We're going to go ahead and install the outer layer like this. We already installed the inside one, like I mentioned. We're going to go ahead and install the outer layer. We're going to do the right cutout so that we could get this through the SoundSkins, and make sure all this harnesses go outside too, and make sure this harness as well. And don't forget, if you are doing this on a 100 series Land Cruiser, to plug this one back in, it's right in here. So don't forget that. If not, you're going to have to cut it or cut this open more and plug it in. Broke this tab here. I flexed it too much this way. Make sure to be very careful. I called the dealership to see if they had just this cable, and they don't. They have the whole lock assembly with the cables, and it's $200+. So it still works. What I'm gonna end up doing is just JB welding this plastic together. It's just an adjustment because the adjustment is still on here. I mean, it still works back and forth. But JB welded should be fine for now, but be careful because you don't want to snap that and you don't want to have to replace it. So once we put this on, you know, it's going to be harder to access this, so you might have to cut it out and just to get into it. So let's JB weld that and move on by installing this. The JB weld dried up, so make sure you're very careful with all the plastics on any vehicle that's older, obviously new too. So it's just adjustment key, so no big deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off and slide it this way. What I ended up trying to do is folding this way, and which caused it to crack. So be careful with this on any vehicle, and especially the Land Cruiser 100 series that is about 20 years or older. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to slide that in. Let's put this back on, and I think we should be good, and put all these cables in, and we'll go from there. We're just gonna go ahead and start laying it down. When you do put it down, you press on all the edges. We do have to cut out some holes because there's a bolt right here, or area where a bolt goes. A roller is always good too. I don't have one. I'm gonna lay it down first. Remember, we have screw plugs at the bottom. When you're doing this, make sure, depending on all the vehicles, that you're not cutting into something behind it. So wires and stuff like that, make sure that you have them put away. So don't just go. In this instance, I don't have nothing there, so I'm just cutting away and utilizing the metal circle as a guide. You can still use this on areas that inside that we might have missed. So keep these there, but just make sure you don't drop it on the wrong side and it gets glued onto something else. At this point, we could go ahead and install the speaker. Still factory, still good. For now, we'll keep in this, and then we'll upgrade with something else. And just like that, we are done. It's not the prettiest, like I mentioned. You could probably do a little bit better. You know, always strive to be better. But as you guys can see, except for this one right here, we have to trim it a little bit better so this could sit. So you might want to cut a little wider on some of these holes so that your plastic does sit, or your clip does sit down, because obviously there's extra padding compared to just sitting on the bare metal. Should be fine, and it should clip now. Yeah. So all the clips are ready. They're all done. This is to the courtesy light. These are to the windows and locks. Speakers connected, tweeters connected, mirrors connected. This is connected. So now we just have to put this back on, and that's it. We are done. So let me give you guys a test. Listen, this is the back one that hasn't been done yet, and look at this one. Super solid. So if you guys want to keep the road noise out of your cab in any vehicle, not only the Land Cruiser, but if you're trailing, even on the road noise, anything, SoundSkins is the way to go. I hope you guys like this install, and make sure to hit a subscribe and a thumbs up, and make sure to go support SoundSkins for sending us this awesome product. Make sure to go follow them on their social media, or if you want some of this, make sure to click the link below. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, go check them out. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe. Catch you on the next video.